I had the perfect date planned out. I do not understand why we have deviated from the plan. I did not expect you to be this decisive nor this whimsical. To inform me only after we arrived at the train station that you wished to alter our course, and not only that, but you wanted to keep the ultimate destination a surprise. Very unusual. Are you what poets call a romantic soul? One of the race of spontaneous and idealistic people that have been causing drama and dying unnecessarily for centuries? I disagree. I don't think that's an unfair assessment at all. Read any of the books in the romance section of your local library. You will find nothing but silly heads and unbuttoned shirts. Oh, in case you misunderstand my knowledge of this topic, let me clarify. I did not peruse these books for pleasure, of course. They were strictly for research, once I decided to pursue you. A scientist must be fully aware of their own mental shortcomings and thus gather data appropriately. You've stopped suddenly. Have we arrived at... Oh. The botanical garden. Why have you chosen this location for our date? Is it because you know that flowers are often used as tools to further attraction, or because the sights and smells of a garden are pleasing to the senses, thus elevating the mood of a couple enjoying them? If so, you are more skilled at courting than I had previously surmised. Those were not the reasons that prompted you? What was it then? Yes, I remember that our department traveled here for a field trip of sorts last semester. I see. That was the first time you saw me smiling, looking down at all the flowers. And so you thought I'd enjoy myself here. You wanted to make me happy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disturb you with my prolonged silence. I am having trouble categorizing my response to your response. My neck is hot and flushed, as if I am embarrassed, but my heart is warm and fluttery, and I simultaneously wish to leap into your arms while also wanting to run and hide in the women's restroom for an indiscernible amount of time. It's very confusing. Ah, yes. We should join the ticket line. Well, that is very noble of you to insist on purchasing my ticket to successfully fulfill your gender role in that way. I must decline. I do not mean to undermine your manhood. It's just... I am already in possession of a season pass. I saved up and purchased it after the field trip. I come here quite often, in fact. The one working the booth is Tabitha. She is going to forget to ask if you have a student ID, so make sure you present it before she charges you full price. The elderly dozens here, while affectionate, often make many clerical errors and procedural mistakes. But they do seem to care the most about the well-being of the garden, so I suppose we can overlook their relatively minor blunders, as they do not seem terribly detrimental to the overall business strategy of this location. Another warning. Do not allow Tabitha to begin telling you about her cats. There are 8 of them, and it takes her approximately 7 to 12 minutes to name each one and describe their idiosyncrasies. She will attempt this with every guest, and does not seem to remember the patrons that have heard this information on a prior visit. I do not think that such a time-consuming activity with a third party is the best way to maximize our date. Oh, that's right. Your ticket is going to cost a bit more than the regular student admission. Tonight is the first night of the fairy lights. The plants are not at their optimum health during this season, so the botanical garden supplements the unattractiveness of the flowers by stringing an inordinate amount of twinkle and LED lights everywhere. The garden's hours are extended, and guests may walk the premises until much later to take advantage of the phenomenon. that humans enjoy viewing glossy or sparkly things because it satisfies our primal search for light-reflecting water. If you are feeling particularly dehydrated, then you will statistically enjoy the twinkle lights more. Therefore, I suppose it is advantageous that someone stole my water bottle this morning. Oh. Is that considered looking on the bright side of a poor situation? I didn't realize. I am feeling uncharacteristically optimistic this evening. It's nice. Tabitha, we do not have time for your trifles today. This is a very serious date. Please dispense his ticket with haste so that we may proceed with our pre-mating ritual. And I hope that Mr. Whisker's condition has improved and that you are no longer feeling distressed. We will. Thank you. Goodbye. I will not ask you to swing by the gift shop. While they have many pleasing soaps and trinkets, we should optimize our time by heading directly to the Rose Garden. It is the most popular zone and often the most crowded. Is this plan of attack all right with you? Excellent. I will lead you down a shortcut then. Why do I enjoy the botanical gardens so much? Oh, I apologize. I did not mean to give the impression that I am overly concerned with or love this attraction. That would be illogical. But, well, I enjoy observing living things, but animals and people. My presence makes them uncomfortable. It has always been this way. The girls in the department say I give off weird vibes, and this assessment of my personal atmosphere coincides with even my family's opinions. However, plants, they do not seem to mind me observing them. I can watch them all I want, and they never shy away from me. They are the only living beings that I have found that respond positively to care and attention with no regard for a person's temperament. This is the reason I have always strived to become a botanist. I find interacting with them very pleasing. We seem to have succeeded in beating the crowds. This botanical garden boasts more than 600 varieties of roses in peak bloom. It is quite impressive. Which flower is my favorite? I am not one to show favoritism in that way. But if I must produce an answer to your question, I will say that I prefer blue roses the most. More of a dusty lavender in color. The rose named Applause by the Japanese company Suntory Global that genetically engineered it in 2004 is still very lovely. Roses lack the enzyme needed to produce a true blue color. However, recently, scientists have been able to see promising results by injecting white roses with an engineered strain of Agrobacterium tumefaciens that can convert L-glutamine into the blue pigment indigoidine. I would like to aid in this research once I have finished my degree. To be a part of providing the world with a true blue rose. I consider that a very worthy endeavor. I apologize. I don't mean to be staring at you. I am only checking to see if I have bored you in any way. I have a habit of doing that. But I see. You don't look bored. You look happy. Are you sure I'm not bothering you? You actually enjoy my company. I am having trouble gauging my emotions again. I was certain that the only method of successfully gaining your affections would be through offering you my body as a source of consistent and effortless sex. The fact that you actually seem to like me as a person is an outcome I could not have hoped for. I am unsure of what to do. You think we should link hands and continue touring the gardens? Okay. That sounds like an ideal plan. Oh, they've switched on the lights. So many little flashing bulbs is certainly eliciting the desired response in my... it's beautiful. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm happy.